So guys, in this video we will be doing the hack the box granny, and the IP address is 10.10.10.15, and I have already done the nmap scan on all TCP ports, version scanning. So I found that only one port is open, that is a web server, and it's running IIS. So obviously it should be Windows, and you can see the IIS version number 6.0. and okay, so this is the web page under construction. After that I have run the GoBuster scan to find any directories. I have found these directories, but there is no juicy information. And then here I have run the normal scan, default scan on the port 80. Now it has revealed some juicy information, and you can see the methods, potentially risky methods. All these methods are present. Okay, but what methods are we allowed? So you can see here, public options, trace, get, head, and delete. So you can delete some scripts, and you can put some reverse shell, and you can get this post, copy, move, mkcall. You can also create the folders, etc. Lock, unlock, search, and allowed methods. So all these methods are allowed. So okay, we have a bunch of information, so there is nothing much out here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to run this tool called dev test. So it will try to upload all the possible extensions. It will create a random folder, and it will upload a file with the extensions PHP, HTML, JHTML, etc. So then it will test which extensions this IIS server can execute. Of course, IIS, the default will be ASP on ASPX. So we need to make the IIS web server to render the ASPX. Now let's test what extensions the IIS server is accepting. Now you can see mkcode succeeded. It has created a random directory. If you go into this, my bad. So you can see all of these files have been uploaded to this directory. Succeeded. So Perl file, HTML, JSP, PHP, JHTML. You can see more files. You can see even Cold Fusion markup has been uploaded. So you can try if there is a CFM Cold Fusion server running. Okay, these are all uploads, and these have been succeeded. And checking for test file execution. So it is going to open this one. Perl failed, only HTML succeeded, JSP failed, and text succeeded. So it means we can only execute the text files and HTML files. You can open the HTML here, and it is saying HTML put via dev test, and you can open the text file here, and you can see text put via dev test. So that means we can't upload the ASPX file because it have been failed. So there is some filter for that. So what we are going to do is let's first create a directory mkcall, and let's say the folder name is text69. So I am going to create a folder text69 and hit enter. Okay, there is nothing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say, nano sample.txt. So let's say this is sample text file. Now I'm going to upload it to the text69 directory. Put and http we need to say sample.txt to that directory, and you need to specify the data, that is sample.txt, and hit enter. So you can go to this URL, you can see this is a sample text file. Now let's go to our notes. Now you can see allowed methods and public options. We can see the move, right? So move is similar to rename. Now what if I can rename this text to ASPX? I need to say the header and then destination. Text 69 slash testing.aspx, and then we need to specify the source file, that is our sample.txt. sample.txt. So what we are doing is we are moving this file sample.txt to testing.aspx, and now hit enter. So now if I refresh this, you can see testing.aspx. Okay, so that's what we want. We can render this file. So let's go and create a ASP reverse shell. Windows, all I need to do is, you can say ASPX and name it to shell2.aspx. So this should generate the reverse shell in the ASPX format. Now let's again put the sample.txt, or what we can say is we can wait for the payload to successful. So let's say shell2. So you can see it has created. Now what we are going to do is copy this. First we need to place this as text file sample.txt, but the source should be shell2.aspx. So we are just uploading the contents of this ASPX into the text file, and now hit enter. Now let's go to sample.txt. So you can see there are some spaces here, and that's why our reverse shell don't get execute. What we need to do is we need to send this as in the binary format. Now refresh this. Now you can see it has the syntax correct with no additional spaces, etc. Now what we are going to do is we are going to move that sample.txt to let's say shell.aspx. Now let's start the listener. We have the shell.aspx and open the shell. Now we get the connection. Let's say who am I think this should be service account. So we have the network service account. It's like a www data in the Ubuntu. Alright, now let's go to cd temp. Let's first view the permissions, whatever our privileges. So SC impersonate privilege has been enabled. Okay, that should be fine. We should impersonate tokens. We can use the juicy potato, and let's see the system info. So Windows Server 2003. So that means we can execute the Churrasco exploit. So you can Google for this, or what you can do is you can copy all this system info information and you can run the local Windows exploit suggester. So that should give you the exploits this box vulnerable to. Tools, Windows. So this is the Churrasco. It is similar to the juicy potato. This Juicy Potato does not work on this old machines. It is not compatible. So for 2003 web server Active Directories, you can run this Churrasco. For 2008 and Windows 7, you can run this Chimichurri. So keep these two binaries in handy along with the Juicy Potato. Okay, I am going to share this folder with the smb server.py file. Now I don't know which directory can be writable. Let's go to temp directory. We can write there. Okay, let's copy. Think our name should be correct. Churrasco. Okay, that's fine. So let's copy it into the temp directory. And by the way, we can also transfer the netcat binary. So you can grab these two copies from the internet. You can search for the GitHub. So we have the Churrasco netcat. So we can use the Churrasco to get the reverse shell. So it will already impersonate the tokens, and the command will be run as a system. Churrasco.exe, and we need to specify the command we want to run. So let's say the port 1236. nc.exe, connect to this IP, port number 1236, and then execute cmd.exe, and now hit enter. This should take a time. Okay, we got this. Let's who am I? So NT authority system. So you can see now we can go to the administrator. Sorry. Okay, it should be in documents and settings. It's because it's an old Windows box. So cd documents and settings. So now we can use the now we can go into the directory and we can view the root flag. So okay, you can see here this is similar to the grandpa machine. So what we have learned is we came to know that the WebDAV allows the so many requests, so many options. So we have created a normal text file and then change it to ASPX, and then we uploaded the reverse shell and got the shell. So that's all about this video.